Hello everybody, how are you doing today? My name is ZachTG, and today we're going to continue with the Chapter 5 trial of the Danganronpa blind playthrough. Now, of course, I have a feeling I'm almost to the end because there's a point where I had to make a choice. So as soon as I can actually make it to the choice, do I expose Kyoko's lie or not? If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? She's not wrong. I have to think about this very carefully. What do? I have to decide right here and now whether or not to expose Kyoko's lie. Well, we did pursue the lie, and it basically gave us a bad ending of sorts, where Kyoko got executed, and we spent the rest of our lives living in peace inside Hope's Peak Academy. There are no more class trials, no more murders, and while we've been here so long, we had kids. But is this the kind of future we want? Because so now we got two other options: let it go or run away. I have a feeling the run away is a joke answer. I don't want to press that. So the only real option here is to just simply be like Frozen and just let it go. I've made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here. Something that has to do with the Mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact?
Yes.
I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
Yeah, but he had a clear-cut alibi.
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What?
Oh, great.
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
But I didn't plant the evidence.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial.
Hey, Gimmick,
You
how
all
you
see
doing?
it, don't you?
Oh, I'm just doing the let it go path right now. Try to see where that leads, since, well, the first option, pursue the lie, didn't really lead anywhere. And I'm thinking that the runaway option is just a dead end. This is a joke answer.
Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial.
Oh, so you just cleared Chapter 1. Is that right, Gimmick?
And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the Mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Okay, if this was a proper class trial, then probably everyone but Kyoko would be executed.
Voting time?
If this was a proper class trial. Okay. Well, I must be on the right path then, because we have the scoring system. Missed 4 points. Really, it's not that big of a deal to me. Still good.
Now, who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Alright. They're obviously all gonna vote for to Makoto. So they're probably gonna be wrong, and everybody but Kyoko's gonna be executed for the punishment. What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good job?
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. In the other path, you specifically said that Kyoko did it when we all voted for her. But now in this path, now you think I'm the killer? You say I'm the killer? This whole trial is messed up, what looks like. Oh my gosh. No, I know that's not true. Yeah, what the heck is up with this trial? None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
It makes perfect sense! It's the same as always. It's just like all the other past trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way. It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment. But wait, why do I... Kyoko?
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Oh, great. I'm certainly not gonna like this. Game over. Makoto has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Maybe I should have found out what the runaway option would have been like. Do I have time to go back? No? I gotta sit through this. It's the same exact punishment Kyoko suffered through. So I'm guessing the executions are only unique for a trial and not for a specific killer. Okay? It's the same exact punishment. Oh, great. After school lesson, yeah. I just don't want to watch this. I really don't. Gosh. Wait, what's going on? What? Alter Ego? Alter Ego! You're alive! Oh, thank goodness the Crusher stopped. Thank you, Alter Ego. Okay, certainly Monokuma was not expecting this. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna survive the drop, though. I don't know.
What?
Huh? What's this? What's going on? Hey, what's that? Oh, yeah, it had to be.
This is...
Ego. Alter Ego? Is this some super virus from that stupid guy? He must have planned it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell. I don't believe this.
It would seem...
It seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words...
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us. Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. The stupid virus is gone now, damn it! And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you are never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit. In a way, that's an even better special punishment. But still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
Calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time. Huh?
In other words,
Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
so...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. Okay, yeah, very interesting indeed. The massive high school towers over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. Wait, did I get sent back to the beginning of the game or something? It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Yeah, it's like the beginning of the game! Why did I get sent back here? Hope Speak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable. A government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pre-thing name. There are two things you need to attend this school. One, you have to already be attending high school. Two, you have to be the very best at what you do. Yeah, my game, your favorite girl is still alive, so... I'm guessing Kyoko is your favorite girl, is that right? Oh, she's my favorite girl so far, yeah. Honestly. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. Oh, no, it's Oi. Oh, okay. Yeah, the ultimate swimmer. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. Yeah, we've seen all this in the beginning of the game, like 12 parts ago. Sorry, I think it's 13 parts ago. This is 14. What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard-wood desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but... What was I doing to sleep just now? Asleep here just now. It wasn't a classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Ugh. Okay, now back to reality. Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again. And then, I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare. No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast, dark cavern, with the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. Okay, Gimmick. A heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in there till I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what had happened. Alter Ego saved me, and he used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now, for myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First step was to start looking for a way out here. Well, I think we have a door over there. It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed, or pulled, or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, I'm not getting out of here anytime soon. Oh, thank you, Gimmick, for hosting the stream. I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. Oh, that didn't take long, Gimmick. I'm not sure if you heard it, but thank you for hosting the stream. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next I search for some water. While I see plenty of water, I'm not sure if it's rotten or not. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides. But that's still not enough reason to give up. Because I'm still alive. Are you changing over to PS4? Oh, and you heard, okay. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. All I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign. Not exactly. What the? The strange sounds pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell up from up above. What could it have been? Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
Kyoko! A giant piece of trash? Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells awful.
Yeah, this place smells awful. Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Oh, thank you, Kyoko, thank you. You have no idea how much I've been hungry or thirsty. Thank you. I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. Phew, that really hit the spot. Now I got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I could keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. But, Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt. Or, no, to atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So, you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that! You didn't abandon me! No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive, no matter what the cost. Did you finally get your memories back? Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive...
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to the school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason for coming to Hope's Peak.
Indeed.
That's right. At least I did. Once. Once? Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot? But that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible! Amnesia? Then, is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? Yeah, we got knocked out and woke up. The first thing... You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too. And when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey,
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. Excuse me? But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability. Somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However,
And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery, the school, and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
why is that?
If I did that and we all worked as one, then the mastermind would know us right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. Yeah, there is the chance. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into a missing memory by herself.
However,
That being said, there is a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Okay, so I guess that's what that message that kept appearing before this dream sequence or whatever meant. It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
listen.
Are you okay? Oh, yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know? It's just... I'm not used to relying on others.
correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So, how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything? I
So,
think there's still a lot I don't remember. But at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. My ability? What everyone should know me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Well, that explains why she's so good at investigating, how she's used to dealing with bodies and all that. The ultimate detective?
correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in school. Wait. You had to find someone? Who?
So,
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. What? The headmaster? Why would you want to search for him? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. What? Okay, I'm getting a bunch of information reveals at once. Jeez. It's a lot to take in. What?
in other words,
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope Peak's headmaster? Then that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way.
Huh?
No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
No matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when you said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That's what it seems like. Yeah, Monokuma, it might be Kyoko's dad after all. That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear, so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't a mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt, based on what I seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there? Oh, great, it better not be the father's dead body or something.
So...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Makuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's where I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However...
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So, what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean? It's been pretty horrific already.
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself. And I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important. And really ominous.
However...
Of course, once I got to the second floor of the dorms, there were no cameras and no monitors. Which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Rokuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then, who did kill her? Yeah, who did kill her? I think the only thing that makes sense is that the mastermind must have killed her somehow. That's the only conclusion I can think of at this point.
Anyway...
What can I say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the plan has how Rokuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I saw that he had disappeared. And in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. Oh my goodness. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion. Yeah, so... Rule 4 is coming back to bite them.
In other words...
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the masterminds themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
Hey.
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Rokuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. You mean what happened in my room? I could have become the victim?
Indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... Yep, this incident. During the night?
I
can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the God of Death. What? I can hear the God of Death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
Anyway,
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow across the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct.
I ran to your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind, in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. Yeah, I cannot think of any other conclusion. So all this would mean that whoever killed Makuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if it's... But that's really bad if true. I don't really think that's a mistake or something, although I feel like it should have is, like, if it is true. That's kind of like what I feel like. So, maybe just chalk up another mistake on the counter. Maybe. So, it's at least 10 at this point. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait. But doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just with Kuro. They needed the class trial to kill me. They seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So, what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. But there's another one? The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Makuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair.
It would seem...
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're...
Indeed.
Make no mistake. They're the root of all of the evil that's forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. Yeah, she was the ultimate soldier, but Kyoko said that she was the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Oh gosh. And chapter 5 is done. Can we drop the students down to 6? Nope, it's still 6. Oh boy. And we have the Dream Island rocket present. I think it's a reference to the beginning of the game. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the Mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now, we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. So, do you have the key for getting out? Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... yes, it opened!
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. Chapter 6. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death, and we're immediately thrown into the deadly life. We are immediately thrown into the deadly life. No daily life here, just deadly. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up, like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. So it's kind of like Metal Gear Solid 3 ladder. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped, I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help clear my mind off it. So, Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So, how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
ever since I can remember. I think kinda. At least the game does have a censorship moments. I think there have been upskirt shots before, but I think all of them have been pretty censored. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. And that's why I feel like you should do your detective. Just not good or evil, just to find out the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things. And to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society. Which is why we made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose, to protect the pride of her family.
However...
and yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
there's something I want to say to him, though. What?
No
matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him. face to face. What is it? I
So...
want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself. But apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future,
However...
but he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died, and he simply ran away. Dang! He went to my grandfather, and they had a huge argument. And, young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that. What she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He has home life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
But there's one thing. One thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow's been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever, I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just come out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Wonder where it leads to. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Looks like we're back. I can't believe how long that while was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So, now what? Now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
Then just get a concrete answer. Then let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we're trying to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. It's not like you can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. Oh yeah, we're spotted already. So you're saying, rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared? You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Makuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we could talk to Makuro, we can confirm it. And it'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. I don't think I can warp down there, can I? Yes, I can.
Well now.
Hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead.
It!
What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What would you do?
Shing!
If the guilty party's exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now that applies you again!
Me angry!
And this time, I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko,
Right.
do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However...
But before you do, let me just say one thing.
No.
If you expo Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose?
Hey!
You! Explain yourself! What do you mean by that?
Because...
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
In other
I was
words...
supposed to be chosen as the blackened, and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
However...
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The result of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
Right.
And in response to that unexpected development, you
Indeed.
reacted by proclaiming Makoto the blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However...
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entirety that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that would come to our aid, even after you killed it.
Am I wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did.
Listen to me.
So, executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well...
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence. Oh, it's basically almost like every single case of the Ace Attorney games.
That doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only ever one absolute truth. And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type.
Because...
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to a ruling like this. He would have feared for his life. Feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. Well, technically I would have before you, kind of interfered. He would have been gripped by the despair you so loved to inspire.
However...
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
Indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn my despair fair and square,
that's what we have to
I
do.
suggest you take my advice. So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Makoto's trial all over again. Only this time, we follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Makoto's killer, of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes. Now, what you suggested might be passable. It will certainly make for one honey of a climax.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You
If we
guys!
do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will you hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain myself!
Let's have fun finally grisly showdown. You agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is a long-awaited climax, right? Discussing the killer is barely a fitting end.
You guys!
So for this final face-off, you have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right! Every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain myself!
then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Makuro's death and solve the mysteries of the school,
You guys!
then you win. But you can't do all of that. We'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? As excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. But what? So
Hey.
what? I just want to confirm. That is what you said, right? And it's a true statement. You don't have to be so suspicious. I said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Makuro is no exception to that. Huh? Makuro's trial is no exception. Then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Makuro... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd you go quiet all of a sudden?
Now
I'm done talking. I got
really
nothing left.
angry!
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya? Why so mad?
Whew.
He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. Super duper extra special punishment, overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto. Let's go. Okay. He has 16 students and one bear. And one of those 16 students is the bear. The question is, who? Monokuma's unstable laughter seems to cling at us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still have my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however...
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true.
Whew.
But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they? Well, probably except for the ratings.
So...
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
because...
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let down their guard, like I said. So, when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
So...
I wasn't there to hear myself. But do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast a school light to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
Listen,
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow, the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words...
Think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason? They had
So...
to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world?
It would
The
seem...
mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all the rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would kill anybody.
In other words...
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
Correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants the world to see that, to try and prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal, as the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous!
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words...
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, a one-sided slaughter.
At the very
At
least...
That's how those who were watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves?
Indeed.
That's precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished. But in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules, to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer, then made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work!
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the Mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the Mastermind harm to have it shown that they violated their own regulations. But all of that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the Mastermind to accept your challenge?
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that. Because you believed in him, and then the plan would have done. Still, I can't believe how much of the Mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I could prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. So I'm making like Celeste would.
Whew.
But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I showed my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. Pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time,
correct.
or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the Mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the Mastermind. Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Anyway, right now we have to go find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Okay. Can I walk down there? Yes, I can. Probably in the dining hall. And suddenly we were greeted with... Okay, what the heck? Should I even try to do it like this? You again? Is he broken?
Whew.
I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit. 61! Jeez, what the heck?
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief.
Is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
huh? You survived?
Jeez. You're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
We're not ghosts, hero. Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell? Oh yeah, we came directly from the trash room. The garbage bin.
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks.
It's Makoto! He smells like a wet dog. Get away! Shoo, shoo! And in a flash, my tears dried up.
Makoto,
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what?
Hmm.
Well, it's okay that you're here. What if the Mastermind catches you?
it's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial.
Huh?
Last class trial?
In other
We're
words,
going to redo Makoto's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
Maybe too much Casper the Friendly Ghost, or maybe too much Danny Phantom, or too much ghost stories.
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right?
No, I didn't do it. Like I keep telling you.
Wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer. And of course, it's not me or any of you.
Huh?
But then, who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Makuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time, and did what he had to stop it.
However,
To stop it. Yeah, that sounds right to me. But his decision meant that he will be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto?
You make it sound like it was easy. I just, you know...
however,
Like, executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke the wrong rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time.
huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules?
They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain the leverage you needed, didn't you?
Correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said now it's the mastermind that's ensnared, that's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here! For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again. Later.
So, knowing all of this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Makuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind.
But there's more to it than that, correct?
Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school.
Huh?
Every last mystery?
But
But we've been looking around all this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Everyone!
I hate
Hey,
you.
who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with you, Master.
I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
anyway,
Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth.
In other words,
Interesting.
one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say.
But figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they killed Makuro, and all the school's mysteries,
It's a pretty tall freaking order.
maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh?
I
can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. Why not? You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? Oh yeah, one of us. It's a very polarizing approach. I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope Speak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? And Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable.
Huh? But why?
So in
If
other
the
words,
mastermind really is the one who killed Makuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have to have set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Makuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
in other
But
words,
according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game.
Then the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Makuro and you get 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them?
that's right.
And of those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now?
Yeah, but there's still the problem here. I mean, we know me and Kyoko did kill her. And the four of you have alibis. So that really does not make much sense at all. I mean, I think the only way this just kind of makes sense is if someone who supposedly died didn't die. Either that or, well, Makura actually died much earlier than we assumed. Right? That's kind of like the only conclusions I'm getting at. I can't possibly think any more about this.
Are you saying the mastermind is one of us?
No
You
way!
can't be serious. But wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might just have said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility. Well, only one among many. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility.
And that is one possibility we can't ignore.
Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Whoa!
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
But...
I don't care how sneaky you are. You wouldn't know someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right,
Then maybe
right?
Monokuma was on autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand.
In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us.
Well, it would be entirely possible if they directed the flow of the conversation.
Well, maybe, but still. Is that the nighttime announcement or the class trial announcement?
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
True ending mode?
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
Every room?
Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Yeah, he must be so confident. How very Jeez, I cannot pronounce that. How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation.
But
I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I need to rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Will then.
after making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Yeah, magnanimous. Yeah, it's a pretty hard to pronounce word. God, my master. He didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him?
Without master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream. Or coffee. You totally useless. So, bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall.
And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right.
Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
Just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity.
He's not gonna come up with one useful thing throughout this investigation, isn't he? Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall.
Aw.
Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves. What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But,
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know.
'cause,
But
I mean,
up till now, I haven't been really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been there, I would have died. But Makoto! That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
Okay.
So I figured, at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
So, you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However...
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're gonna do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
So...
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as us splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So then...
Well, I better get going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
Correct.
Well, Pima said all the doors in the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko is gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of the school. And then we can all escape together. And time for investigation. I guess I'll start by taking another look at Makuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim has been stabbed a single time with a knife which went completely through the body. It had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Makuro Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So, where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The headmaster's room, the biolab, and the door in the data center with Monokuma's face in it. Oh, and the second floor of the door is where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder. Which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. And there's the places to check, just in case we forgot them all. I still don't know whether he can go into the bathrooms or not. Yeah, I mean, I can check. He can go into this one just fine. This is the girls' bathroom. Even if the door was wide open, I still wouldn't be able to go inside. Yeah, so, no. Not the girls' bathroom. Alright, so let's investigate the second floor here. The gate's open. We can finally check out the second floor of the dorms. Which means I have to do it. This is the second floor of the dorms. It looks like some ancient ruins. Or no. It's more like a battlefield. Like a bomb blew up here or something. Man, there's only several real rooms to investigate. One pictured. Jeez Louise. Oh my goodness. Well, only 3 spots to investigate here. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore. It's just garbage. I opened the door just a crack, glanced inside, and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom. Just a big pile of rubble. Okay, so this only pictured location down there besides the bathroom is totally useless. Totally pointless. This is the girls' bathroom. Even in a place like this, I can't bring myself to go in. Okay, is there anything suspicious here? Nope, there's no interactive options here. It's just bathroom, that's it. Okay, there's 2 rooms left up here. Why is there a giraffe sticking out of a locker like that? Oh my goodness. This room is filled with lockers. It must have been for the Hope's Peak students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. Oh, there's a lot to investigate here. I can't imagine any way to get this locker open. I'm not even gonna bother trying. What about this one? I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. There's a card reader installed in the door. That must be how you get the locker open. After all, it's perfectly similar to the card readers in the locker rooms on the 2nd floor of the school. And you have to use your e-handbook to open those up. So does that mean... Well, let's just give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran it across the card reader. And then... No luck. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. There has to be a locker I can open somehow. I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. Card reader installed in the door. Must be able to get the locker open. Same conversation. What's... I can't even investigate this. So let's just investigate the other lockers. Nope. I wonder if I have to investigate every single one of these lockers. Nope. What about this? Nope. Alright, 2 places left. Nope. And this. Can't imagine any way to get this locker open. Not even gonna bother trying. Okay, well, that's it for the locker room. Nothing really useful down there. Now, this is the last room. There's gotta be something useful down here. This room doesn't feel like a student's room. It's a more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It's the headmaster's private room. Kyoko?
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time. Huh? A regret? What's this regret? Kyoko looks almost meek right now. She must be thinking about something. I probably shouldn't bother her. Okay, I have several things to investigate, including what looks like a false door. There's a PC on the desk. It must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would seem...
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. Then we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair.
However...
There's not much, though. Nothing we don't already know.
In other words...
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people, whose driving force comes from despair.
However...
And that's all there is. Not much to it, is there? I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on.
Correct.
I see. That's a good outlook to have. Okay, so we have the Ultimate Despair Group. Do I seriously have to investigate the keyboard? The desk is home to a computer. It must have belonged to the headmaster. A leather chair. I can't imagine a student using something like this. It must have belonged to the headmaster. It must have been the headmaster's. Alright, and the last place to investigate? A false wall. Huh? There's a strange gap in the wall. Is this some kind of design mistake or construction defect or something?
So...
There's a gap here, but it's not any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space? Does this mean... You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. Did you know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. Just push on the wall. I saw a program on that PC, and I think controls it. Enter the right password, and the door should open right up.
However...
I don't have a clue what that password might be. All we know is it's probably made up of letters and or numbers. We can't really go from there. You're right, that's not nearly enough to go on.
It's true.
I looked through all his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password.
Whew.
When I think of how much time I wasted on this... Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we could assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there, but maybe for her there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of, or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name?
What?
Huh? Oh, sorry, I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password, knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it, just to be sure?
Well?
It's not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want. Okay. Okay, so let's type up the password. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name, but if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
Hey.
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. I collected myself, then turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling, and as I finished typing it in... Okay, so that's the password! So he really did care about her! What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked!
Why?
Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko? Oh man, what's inside? Hey, Kyoko? I may as well not even have been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on only one thing. A present? Wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. Well, let's get the elephant out of the room. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. The more I look at it, the more suspicious I get. Should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. Why? You think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous. But surprising, probably. Huh?
It would
If
seem...
it is what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway...
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Why is there gonna be a blade head in there? Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath, then took hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Lights began to seek its way into the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside and... Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. Oh my god! Ugh! What was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought. What? What do you mean? What was in the box? It was wrapped up all nice, so I never would have guessed what was inside. Human bones. Just as you thought? How could you know that? I mean, there were bones in there. Human bones.
Wrong.
Well, it's not that I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. His body? Whoa, wait. Oh, wait a minute. Are you telling me that the bones over there were your dad's? That's pretty much the same thing. A dead guy in a box? My father. Huh? What about... Yeah, he's the bones. Oh, boy. The bones are his.
Correct.
What you found in the box? Those bones. That body. That's my father. Or at least, what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for? Hold on. How can you know that for sure? How do you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now. It's a very coralizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. So, Monko is basically saying he was killed before this whole thing even started. And I think by the way the bones look, maybe he died during the tragedy, what it looked like. Alter Ego said that the headmaster was probably here in the school. But the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were the 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume.
In other words...
And most likely, my father was in the school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. I have to believe that at some point, she wanted to be proven wrong, which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all ties, but was that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did, knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Would she really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Yeah, this is very suspicious indeed. Jeez. My gosh. Anyway, I'm just curious about that photograph because it's like the other two photographs we saw. Huh? This picture. It's all faded. It must be pretty old. Well, that pink hair certainly looks familiar, and judging by the way this guy's holding her, I'm guessing this is her dad. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko?
Why would you...
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free of the past, and yet to now find something like this. So what do you expect me to do now? Then I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
Why?
What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself. He would come out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. And now he's abandoned me again. And this time, he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. Dang. Anything in the drawers? This filing cabinet seems like the kind of place to find a clue. I should take a closer look. I don't think Kyoko would like some stranger like me touching her dad's stuff.
Hey,
It's fine. Check wherever you want. Are you sure? Okay then. I went through each drawer one by one, starting from the top. But all I found were piles and piles of unrelated documents. He was pretty dedicated to his job, huh?
well,
It's just because he didn't have anything else. He could have inherited our family business, our legacy. Instead, he left it all behind. Maybe, who knows? I just think it's more like a darker shade of purple to me, honestly.
now,
If he couldn't even handle a job like this, he would have been that much more of a failure. I'm sure he couldn't stand the thought of that, and it made him desperate. Well, one thing left to investigate here. The headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without permission. Oh, really? I'm pretty sure Kyoko would just grant you permission anyway. I mean, she did the last time, like a few seconds ago.
hey,
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. Are you sure?
because...
Never let anything get in the way of the investigation. I don't. Okay then, if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. But in the last drawer... Huh? Is this... It's... a e-handbook, right? And it has a label on it that says, "In case of emergency." I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other
A
words,
handbook with no limitations, given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what it is. I think you're probably right.
it would
It
seem...
might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Maybe we can finally check out the lockers. Why don't you hold on to it? But Kyoko, I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it back here. Then, I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay? Okay, the headmaster's e-handbook has been added. So I'm guessing now I can investigate those lockers.
Hey,
Listen, Makoto. I might get the other Danganronpa game that's on sale. Yeah, what, another episode or something like that? Yeah, I think I have that one as, well. Huh? Can I ask you a favor? A favor? What is it?
so...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this. And I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more, but...
Hey,
Could you leave? Huh?
correct.
Just for a little while. I just like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko, don't worry, I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little. I
Just
need
a
to
second.
Get my emotions in order. Yeah, Ultra Despair Girls. Yeah, that's the other one that was on sale. Yeah, I bought that one when I bought 1.2. I haven't played that yet. I'm just waiting to try to play that one after I do 2. But I don't think I've looked up a bit of it in the paying description or something, and it just seems like that's in a different category than it is 1 and 2. It just seems more action-packed to me what look like. So it'll be interesting. You know, Kyoko, you told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you were going to say? If so, it's just a theory. And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened, what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right, I'm sorry.
Anyway...
Once I got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then, I'll see you later. Is she really okay? Kyoko, it must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. To find out what happened to the headmaster. There's no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed. They killed the headmaster, killed Kyoko's father. They killed him. The headmaster is dead. The one leading the Hope's Peak staff, the one who finalized the plan to isolate you, was the Hope's Peak headmaster. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, that the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in this school right now. But we were wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind. Which means the mastermind's true identity is... It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but... Okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in hopes since the killing game began are those 16 students. Yeah, just in case you know if you liked Danganronpa. Or are you enjoying the game? It sounds like you're enjoying the game so far, is that right? 15 of us met in the mail hall. Add Makuro to the mix and you get 16. And including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. Even Makuro. Even she's undeniably dead. So the ones still left alive are... me, Byakuya, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive. And there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be. I refuse to believe it. There has to be some other way. There just has to be. Yeah, I mean, the mastermind was trying to frame both me and Kyoko, so it couldn't have been either one of those two, us two. And the 4 other people that are still alive all have clear-cut alibis. So either one of the people that died hadn't died, or that the recent murder, the recent victim, probably died earlier than we expected. That's the only conclusions I can think of at this point. I literally cannot think of any other possibility. Well, it seems like my assumption is correct because the locker room has the exclamation point right there. Skip past the locker room. Okay, time to find out what's in the lockers. I wonder if I can open this locker. And you have to use a handbook to open this up. So, does that mean... Well, let's just give it a try. I took out my handbook and ran across the card reader, and then... No luck. Maybe only lockers... Wait, but... What about the emergency handbook I found in the headmaster's hidden room? Okay, well, let's give it one more try. I took the emergency handbook and ran that across the card reader, and... Alright, just what I was hoping for. Now let's see what we've got inside. This locker is totally disorganized. Whoever it belonged to probably has organization problems in every part of their life. This looks like the kind of stuff Hero would own. This is a crystal ball. Huh? A crystal ball? No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. Yeah, that just has to be Hero's. This is a deck of playing cards? No, I think it looks more like tarot cards to me, if I'm assuming right. No, they're tarot cards. Yep. Hero. But wait. Aren't those used for telling fortunes? It's just a coincidence, right? There's all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order. And dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever stuffed this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. Trying to act as casual and natural as possible. I picked up one of the notebooks I saw. But the moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of easiness I may have had evaporated. Yep, Yasuhiro Hagakure. What? There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written Yasuhiro Hagakure. Is this our Yasuhiro? The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes. Which would mean he attended classes here? No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to this school at the same time as the rest of us. And we were all sucked into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So, what is this notebook? Oh my goodness. I'm just starting to think of something right here. What if almost every single one of the students came here before? That's what it's trying to explain. That would certainly explain the other photographs that we keep finding. That would certainly explain them. I think just to confirm that, we need to investigate the other lockers. Took the emergency handbook and ran that across the card reader, and looks like the locker opened. Now let's see what we got inside. I don't see anything that might be a clue. Okay, nothing here. What about this one? This thing is particularly empty. There's just one thing. Some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say who for sure whose it is. But there's some writing inside. It could be important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I'd better take a look. It looks like a girl's handwriting. I'm probably gonna assume this. I think the only person I think would whoever carries something like that, I think that's probably Toko's. And all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been really meticulous. Huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. I saw something familiar written there. Words I heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster. And my father. Wait, what? This is Kyoko's? He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world, to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. I can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was. And I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? Did she attend school here before as well? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hadn't seen her dad since he left when she was little. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly, which just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. I must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. But when I reached the last page, the question mark spinning through my mind just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, unlike the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, scrawled. Despair walks up. I couldn't get a chance to read that. What is this? What does it mean? I have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? Okay, now I can see it here. Despair walks among us. And so, we survive. There's a second despair. Oh my goodness. Goodness. Now I'm kind of scared but the more I see, the less sense it makes. Because these lockers, I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to people here? A notebook that seems like it belongs to Hiro, and a pocketbook that seems like it belongs to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation. But if I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward. And I have to believe in everyone. Okay, so there's apparently no point in searching through the rest of these lockers. Nope. Okay, nope, that's it. Jeez. How many of the people here actually attended the previous year, what looks like? Jeez, I'm just getting way more questions than answers here. Okay. So I think at this point I should go to the 4th floor. The data center and the headmaster's room. Well, didn't we investigate the data center before? Yeah. Oh, yeah. We didn't investigate that part.
Hey, Makoto.
Hey, Makoto. Are you here to look around too? Is that what you're doing here? Yeah, I can't help but wonder about that Monokuma door.
Yeah.
So I figured if all the doors in school have been unlocked, that one should be open too, right?
But...
Although, I couldn't bring myself to open it. Because it might explode, right? And that really sucks, so you open it. I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she was okay with me getting blown up. The door should be unlocked. Don't worry, it's not gonna explode. I'm not violating any regulations here. Okay, so I guess I'll open it. Wait, let me take cover first. I don't want to get exploded. Hina raced over to a nearby desk and hid underneath it. Okay, go ahead. Sigh. Everything will be okay, right? Alright, here goes nothing. I threw all my weight into it, but the door opened much easier than expected.